This is the Nothing New Phone 4B which I've been using since last 1 month. And this is the first Nothing phone that I genuinely can't recommend. And as someone who genuinely likes Nothing as a brand, this hurts. But before we get into the video, I want you to notice something. By now, you all would have seen a bunch of Nothing 4B review. And all of them, and when I say all of them, it's like 99.99% of the videos, just tell you to buy the phone.
If you want a phone which looks different,
pretty balanced all-around phone under 30k.
It's genuinely a well-balanced phone.
One of the most exciting phones to launch this year.
What? But once you see what's actually inside this phone, it's very hard to recommend. If you're new here, I'm Anshul and you're watching Grounded. So I break down tech the way I would explain it to a friend. But this one is genuinely hard for me because I've liked Nothing phones. I've recommended them to my friends. In fact, the 2A and 3A were some of the easiest phones to recommend under 30,000. They had a good screen, clean software, a design you actually notice in your hand. And I wanted to like this one as well. That is the whole point. That's why it feels more disappointing. So at around 35,000, you assume you're getting a proper mid-range phone. That's the expectation Nothing is charging for. But inside is a Snapdragon 6th Generation 4. That's an entry-level chip, a downclocked 7th Gen 4 with older LPDDR4X RAM and a slower UFS 2.2 storage. So you're basically paying a mid-range price for an absolute entry-level product. That doesn't make sense.
And the India model, it drops NFC, which means tap to pay won't work. Personally, I feel it's not a deal breaker.
But what about other brands that are putting phone in the similar price range? If you compare them, especially the specification, it's very interesting. See, the chip in the Nothing 4B, which is Snapdragon 6th Gen 4, sits inside the Realme P3, which sells for about 16,000. It's in the Oppo K13 at around 23,000. And the K13 has a faster storage than this phone, UFC 3.1 against the 4B 2.2. Plus a bigger battery and a 80-watt charging. So Nothing 4B is asking roughly 12,000 more than Oppo and close to double of Realme for the same processor and a slower storage. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that doesn't make any sense. Now, to be fair, memory prices have genuinely increased this year. All phone companies are absorbing this heat and some of it lands on us. But that doesn't justify the pricing or the specs. Because Realme, Oppo and other brands, they are paying similar amount of money and they are pricing it thousands lower, whereas Nothing, it's shipping its phone with an older RAM and a slower storage and also putting it at a significantly higher price. That doesn't make any sense. And Nothing isn't even winning against the smaller brands right now. Take the Tecno Camon 50 Ultra. It's priced at 39,999, about 1,000 rupees more than this phone at the same 8256 specification. And for that 1,000 rupees, you get a Dimensity 7400 instead of an entry-level Snapdragon, a 3x telephoto lens, a much larger main sensor, a 50 megapixel front camera with autofocus, a faster RAM, bigger battery that comes with fast charging of 45 watt. And see, it isn't only Tecno. The Lava Agni 4 sells for 24,999, 10,000 less than this, with a Dimensity 8350, a newer RAM and a UFS 4.0 storage. That storage is full 2 generation ahead of what's in Nothing. The battery is around 6,000 mAh and it lasts a full complete day. There's no problem on that end. So let's start with the camera first. Personally, I always incline and geek on the camera side. So let's see what Nothing brings on the table here. So while I was daily driving my Nothing 4B, I tested its camera against the Realme GT 70, which has a very similar camera specification and comes around the same price or maybe even cheaper. See, on stills, I think I'll pick Realme every time. The Nothing has a habit of overexposing. It pushes the brightness too far and the details in the highlight just goes away. Look at these two examples. See the bright areas on the Nothing, they're washed out. On the Realme, there's still something there. The same goes for shadow part as well. Nothing increases the shadows quite a bit. And the same story follows on the front camera as well. Watch these two. The Nothing's algorithm is aggressive and you can see it right here in this spot. It's smoothing and boosting harder than it needs to. I think it comes down to taste. If you are someone who likes natural looking photos, Realme is the way to go. But if you are someone who likes punchier, boosted photos out of the camera and lot more sharpness, I think Nothing would be a better phone for you. However, in normal daylight, the gap closes On video, the two are close. At this price, neither is doing anything special, and that's fair, but the stabilization on the Nothing is the real problem. Let me show you. The way it pulsates, it feels like something is broken. Maybe they patch it in a firmware update down the line. I don't know, but this is exactly how it behaved while I was shooting. One more thing though, they have tried to add new feature as well, and the next bit I've shot it on the phone itself to show you guys. So Nothing has also given this dual video recording feature. I don't know how much people would use it, but it's good to have. Also, while making the video, I noticed something, and for that, let's put it next to the CMF Phone 1. Nothing's own budget phone from 2024 that sold for about 16,000 rupees. The CMF's main sensor is 1 by 1.95 of an inch. The 4B's is 1 by 2.76. Now that comes out to roughly double the surface area, and sensor size single-handedly decide how much light comes in. I've covered this in my Vivo X300 Ultra video. If you haven't seen it, the link would be somewhere here. Go check it out. On the front side as well, CMF's one selfie camera opens to f2.0. On the Nothing 4B, it's f2.4, so it pulls in noticeably less light. So a 2-year-old phone from Nothing's own budget sub-brand has better camera aspects as compared to Nothing 4B. I like someone at Nothing to explain me how that happens. So coming back to the two options, if I had to pick between these two, which one would I pick? So the Realme GT70 comes around 30,999 for 8,256. It's cheaper than Nothing. The GT70 runs on the Dimensity 8400. In Antutu score, it scores around 1.8 million. The Snapdragon in the Nothing scores around 8,90,000. The Realme is twice as fast for less money. It has 7,000 mAh battery with 120 watt fast charging against 33 watt charging on Nothing. So it's bigger, charges in fraction of time, has the same 120Hz display, a selfie camera which can shoot 4K 60. So it's cheaper and more than twice as fast, charges 4 times faster, and lasts long against a phone that looks nicer and has a light on the back. Let me tell you the real reason why I made this video. So it's one phone and it will be forgotten by next year. I've seen that pattern before. A brand you like pushes something weak and prices it significantly higher, and the reviewers, they go easy on it, and the next phone leans on the brand more than the specs inside it. And that is the main reason why I made this video at the first place. And see, I don't have any problem with Nothing. It's actually the opposite. I want their phone to be good so I can go back to recommending them. If you walk away from this video with a more critical ear for the next review that you watch, I think I've done my job. And see, it's all about stripping back the polish to see if you're seeing an actual review or just a marketing campaign. And as always, stay curious, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.